Hello, Internet. Welcome to Weekly Shonen Jump Reviews. I'm Hero and he's Fonzie.
Hey, Internet.
Nobody cares what you say. Alright, so we're here to talk about that since the recent Shonen Jump US just went simultaneous with Japan, we decided to do these podcasts where we actually review some of the mangas that we read, and just talk about the chapters that we like, some of the things we don't like, and all that. And if you guys are wondering, we're both subscribers to Shonen Jump. It's like $26 every year, so that's pretty much a steal. Even I got you to do it.
Yeah, and I'm, a poor kid working at Overvoice.
Yeah, and I'm a poor kid working at Walmart, so I'm
Card pusher!
Yay, card pushing! and so first, I guess we'll talk about this new
satire hero manga known as One Punch Man. And boy, what a thing this is.
Yeah, I'm not really impressed at all because I've seen superhero parodies and this is just weak.
Dude, the first villain shows up and it looks way too much like Piccolo. I gotta say, I'm just waiting for Dragon Ball Z guy to call and just go nuts on these people.
I'm like the only thing different about him, was that his antennas are like a lot bigger, and I think even Piccolo, you'll be aroused by that. Oh my!
And to be honest, the guy does a little bit of destruction around the city for no other reason. Doesn't tell us anything at first. And then all of a sudden becomes prolific and says that he is Vaccine Man, and says that he is the reason for all the humans' pollution and stuff. This brings in our hero, who I gotta say is probably the most impressive-looking person I have ever seen. A stick figure.
He's bald. He's white. He's stupid.
Literally, he has the most nonchalant face I have ever seen in any character. It was pretty much the epic center from what we get from our title picture from him, and it looks like something out of Fist of the North Star, but instead we get this guy who's literally something that even I can draw.
Yeah, and he's not. Yeah,
I prefer science. He prefers art. My hands were not made to draw beautiful things.
Yes, because science is meant to destroy things.
Now, come on, that's not cool.
Shut up.
Well, anyways, the comic pretty much ends in the way you would think as soon as the title gives you. It literally ends in one punch. He simply stretched out his arm, and Vaccine Man literally gets blown the hell away.
He doesn't even look like he was in it, right? He's like,
That's why I said stretched out his arm. He didn't even do a dynamic like Superman punch. He just stuck out his arm and all of a sudden blew up. I like to do that.
It was almost like something. It almost looks like something that like Team 4-Star would make. Boom. Okay.
Are you sure that Team 4-Star is not the author? Anyways, with that being the one shot, we're hoping that the series does have some sort of better quality to it, at least with the comedy. I've read a couple of the other chapters, and I gotta say it's kind of funny, but also, not in my opinion the best.
Because it does look like it's mostly made for for Western readers. Since a lot of us Americans, actually grew up with superheroes.
The only subscriber is Polly Shore.
And with the but I did see like pictures of like where there are supposed to be like more characters, and some of those characters look a little bit familiar.
Well, regardless, we hope to see some more, but now we've got to get on to the next one. Me and Naruto. Naruto, come on, really?
Okay. Masashi Kishimoto is just making crap up now because suddenly just suddenly the Nine-Tailed Fox can just exchange his chakra and give anybody he touches the Nine-Tailed chakra, thus increasing their powers immensely. And this was never led up.
Dude, he's been controlled by a couple of tyrants. You think he's just gonna let a secret like that go?
But and even like Obito and Madara like do absolutely nothing. Aren't they like connected?
They're connected to the Jubi, which is supposed to show that their chakra is in fact controlling the Jubi. Except for the fact is that I don't think that they can do anything other than control it. I don't think that they could do any other jutsus or any type of move, being afraid of not being connected to the Jubi, because who knows, maybe they may end up losing control.
Personally, I call it Ten Tails because it's just much easier, because I'm an American in America.
Come on, man. This is a Shonen Jump. This is made from something of a foreign nation. Let's at least try and be somewhat enthusiastic about using the actual language. Jubi, come on. That's not even 10 tails. You have to use 2 words in order to make this thing known.
But yeah, like, and it does also. I think like in the chapter before, it did look like, you know, sort of like the Naruto and Hinata relationship is like. It's gonna get into it. Okay. I think this is Kishimoto's way of like saying
fanfics are exploding as we know it.
I think this is Kishimoto's way of
no Sakura fans are committing mass suicide.
But yeah, like, I think it's because, like, during the Pain Saga, you know, I remember when Hinata, like, confesses his love to him, and like, and never bring it up again. Love.
Wow, we're going gay, Kishimoto, are we? No, but yeah, it does seem that they're, you know...
He's trying to make retribution to the Naruto and Hinata fans. Which I actually think that relationship makes more sense, because...
Yeah, because... Totally, Sakura and Sasuke make so much sense. After all, they do want to kill each other. Just like in a real relationship. That was stupid. Don't do that again.
I can do what I want.
Anyways, the story goes on with the fact the battle is still continuing. However, since the Jubi Chakra is now in everybody due to plot device, we now see that everybody's jutsu is pumped up to incredible levels, leaving both Shikamaru and Inu able to use their mind transfer jutsu and shadow possession jutsu in order to control the damn Jubi.
That was actually impressive. I was very impressed by that. I was very impressed.
But I will say this is probably starting to show the climax of it, but I am hoping to see what, in fact, the Legion of Doom with Orochimaru and Sasuke and the other Suigetsu will actually be finding in Konoha, what they plan on. I mean, everything is out in a battle right now. What else is there to find in the goddamn Fire Village? What is there?
And what are they even doing in Konoha? Like, doesn't he want to destroy Konoha? Or is it like...
You must be like a virus, destroy it within.
Like, does he want to destroy the place, or does he want to destroy the people in it?
Well, regardless, we'll find out in the next issue. However, now we have One Piece. Oh boy, do I enjoy this series to its fullest. Right now we're having a giant robot fight a maid who can transform into different weapons, and a guy named Buffalo who can spin.
Spin, baby, spin!
Ichiro Oda, you are truly a man that can make abstract shapes into something fearsome.
I don't read One Piece, so I'm just gonna let him talk because I don't really read One Piece, and I don't have time to catch up.
The sexy voice is here for them. Anyways, it seems that the battle with Frankie's Iron Pirate is going smoothly, as seems that Baby 5, the girl with the weapon powers, is not able to do too much damage until she starts a combination attack with Buffalo. And most of this has to just really do with him using her as a weapon. Not really much of a combination. But anyways, they actually do some damage to Frankie. However, he blows them both away with a nostalgic attack that was once called the coup de vent, and now is called the General Cannon. But even after being knocked into a giant mountain, they still intend to get up. Gotta hand it to Doflamingo for picking up guys who can take a beating. But it seems that not only is this battle happening, but also the escape of the Straw Hats, the children, G5, and Trafigura Law are now at the scene. Noticing that the battle has continued, Trawfigler states that both Baby 5 and Buffalo are enemies, and having both G5 and the Straw Hats stare all of them down when they couldn't even take down the friggin' shipwright of the Straw Hat crew. They couldn't even take him on. Yeah, have the entire crew. Friggin' Zolo who can cut people without even trying. And Brooke. Oh, what Brooke would do to people and to women.
Unspeakable things.
But anyways, they try to run as best they can, but now it's Usopp's turn to finally be a man again for the longest time, and now even Nami wants to fight. That's unusual.
The only thing I like that part was, Nami.
Yeah.
Bouncy.
Yeah, more bouncy. But it seems that they are not exactly the heroes that we were waiting for, since they sprout out information that they will fight enemies only at a distance. Seriously, they have not given up this real trait of theirs. And even after the fact that all the men have actually fangasmed over the fact that Frankie is a giant robot.
Yay, giant robots! Oh, Japan and your giant robots.
Giant robots, giant boobs. That is the standard.
And we love it.
As for the battle itself, Nami in fact makes a new technique called a weather egg that literally creates a giant storm cloud, sending down bolts of lightning at her will, and even can control the path of the lightning with the power of her ultimate weather forcer. However, even with a bolt of lightning, sends them both, all three of them, Baby 5, Buffalo, and even Caesar, which they tried to pick up later on, have sent them tumbling into the sea. However, it's not enough to take down Buffalo and Caesar. But then Usopp decides to throw a bunch of rocks from the little patch in the middle of his slingshot that knock out Buffalo but can't affect Caesar. However, Usopp had a plan for this. Sea shackles, sea prism shackles around...
Implants from the Mario world.
Yeah, I didn't actually get that reference until now. Thank you, Andrew. But this is, again, the guy who didn't notice that all the warlords had animal variations in their names.
I'm a little slow when it comes to One Piece. Shut up!
You're slow at a lot of things. But anyways, the battles have seemed to end for us at Punk Hazard, and hopefully we will see much more in the next arc. However, it seems that a shadowy figure is also heading to Punk Hazard besides Doflamingo. So it seems that we're going to find ourselves with a lot of fighting and a lot of Doflamingo. And to be honest, I can't wait to see more, knowing that he is also looking to become the Pirate King, but also that he is the broker of the what is it again?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Oh yes, he is in fact the broker of the underworld in the New World. How about that? A guy who sells weapons and continuously wants to become the Pirate King, and he works for the Marines. Wow. Anyways, we have nothing more left on One Piece, so now it's time to head to Bleach.
That's good. That's still you.
Boy, you are just no fun in this podcast, are you?
Okay, but I will say this about Bleach. I freaking hate Ichigo as a character. I freaking hate him.
Well, you can't ask for blandness.
Okay, he's the same damn character since chapter 1. He hasn't learned anything. He hasn't grown. He's just been this whining ass punk who's like, oh, I'm a Soul Reaper, boo hoo.
Now he's a Soul Reaper, Hollow, and a Quincy.
Even more reason to be pouty.
Seems to be interesting that all the arcs revolve around when he becomes these things. After all, Soul Society arc is when he first became a Shinigami, and also the second arc being the Hekido Mundo arc, which he figures out his full extent of his hollow powers, and now the final arc, which is the Quincy invasion arc, is when we find out that he's a Quincy.
A half Quincy.
Whatever. There's a lot surrounding this, but back to the chapter, and of course, this is when we get Nemea. This is one of the members of Squad Zero, who I gotta say, I think Taikubo might have taken a note out of Ichiro Oda's book and created probably the weirdest assortment of characters, especially for the highly renowned Squad Zero. And this guy is no joke. This guy is the creator of the Zanpakuto, but now he's making it aware to both Ichigo and Renji that the Zanpakuto actually hate them for how they've used them. Even though that they are still typically used as swords, I guess Nemia has some sort of way to show that they're not just swords, that they are physical manifestations of life. However, we cut from that pretty little story, and now we find out that Kenpachi is now in a prison. Why? No, he's not convicted, even though he has murdered dozens of people over the lifetime. In fact, he is down there to fight Unohana, who we have all now realized is the first Kenpachi. Yes, the first generation Kenpachi. This is the woman who had no personality whatsoever other than a lovely smile. Now she has a lovely smile that puts even the girl from the ring to shame.
Hey, have you noticed that I'm being creepy right now?
Even to add to the creepiness, she in fact has a scar on her chest, and so does Kenpachi on his left eye, both stating that both scars are throbbing. And of course,
love.
I was okay. We'll go with love.
It must be true love,
or the fact they may have stabbed each other at one point. And to be honest, all the backstory that Kurakara is telling everybody is that Unohana is the bloodiest Soul Reaper in history. Not kidding. This is the person who runs the medical corps, and yet she's the worst Shinigami in the history of Soul Society. And of course they decide to clash, making it aware that one of them is going to die. I really don't want to see either of these characters die. For one, the idea of Kenpachi getting stronger, yeah, why would you want to already add more nuclear power to an already hydrogen bomb? And of course, Unohana has yet to reveal what her true Shikai is, even though we have some idea from the floating monster, or her Bankai, which makes out for anybody who is in fact a captain. However, we will see that in the next chapter. However, now we have some new manga that we have just been reading, something called Nisekoi.
Okay, so this is my domain now. I don't really want to explain the
Your
current...
domain is very small.
Shut up. But basically, I don't think I can explain this chapter because it's a filler chapter. You know, basically,
It really is?
Yeah, Miyamoto just lost her glasses. You know, it's like, friendship, we must find our glasses. But
You're kidding.
Yeah, that's
this is what they have. This is filler. Okay, no.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the whole story of Nisekoi. Okay, Nisekoi it takes a lot of liberties from Love Hina.
Romantic comedy. Get ready for it.
But actually this is interesting, even though the characters are stupid as all hell. Because but what's the story? It's about these two characters, Raku and Kurosaki, who.
And guess what? They hate each other.
Yeah. This is pretty much like Romeo and Juliet reversed, where the families like each other, but the lovers don't. But the thing is,
they must have great angry sex.
Oh, I bet they will.
Oh, this has gone from a shonen to a hentai.
Yay! But anyway, because of the two families, which by the way, Raku is the son of a yakuza, and Kurosaki is the daughter of a gangster, an American gangster, if I might add. She's half American and half Japanese, and what's going on is that the two leaders are actually very good friends, and the problem is their little members don't like each other. So in order to prevent war, the two kids have to fake a relationship.
Faking relationships.
Yeah, they have to fake relationships, and they know they hate each other. How is it that they hate each other?
They constantly insult each other and get jealous for the fact of everyone else's success besides their own.
No, not really. Because how it happens is that when Raku was getting to school, Kurosaki jumps over the gate and lands on him. That's how they started to hate each other.
Well, that's what they call falling in love. Ha!
I'm gonna kill you.
See what you did there?
Get in line.
But basically, what the story is actually really good. There's another subplot where Raku has this pendant with a keyhole, and what happened in his past is that he made a promise.
Can you be my key for my hole?
Sex. And
Does that mean you're gay?
Yes. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe both.
yeah, so and like I said before, it takes a lot of liberties from Lafina. So basically, the main character has made a promise to a girl. Has made a promise to a girl that when they meet each other, they'll get married. Blah blah blah. And he's gonna meet like a whole bunch of girls that might be the one. You know, we
Gotta
just
have a
don't
guy
know.
who gotta know that a guy is great when he wants a harem.
Okay, I'm gonna say this straight out. I already know how this is gonna end. Kurosaki's gonna be the one. It's just plain obvious. I just know it is.
For romantic comedies, I'm never sure on that one. For one, I can probably care less. But I will say that many times people like to use the twist angle a lot better than most people we know. M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't
What a
cough
twist.
at that time. But as for what the chapter will hold, we will soon see what we can see from this.
There's even a chapter where Kurosaki just wakes up one morning and says, "I'm in love."
You're kidding.
I am not kidding. But she still keeps hiding the fact. She still keeps hiding the fact that she's starting to fall in love with Raku. Again, they're idiots.
Well, everybody is an idiot in manga for one point. But we cannot waste time on just that. Now we have the food fighting manga. Literally.
Toriko.
Yeah, and this one's sort of my alley because, once again, most of the words in this series are mostly Japanese, and since Andrew is an all-American headache, I will be the one...
Asshat.
I will be the one reviewing this one. Now, I gotta say, from already the beginning, this is pretty goddamn violent. We're a bunch of giraffe birds, and you're gonna have to take my word for that. There's a lot of creatures in here that don't make sense. The giraffe birds get decapitated.
Decapitation!
At the first panel, literally, death in the first panel. But
Oh, how
also we
nice.
see that a bunch of goddamn GT robots have just emerged from the sky with invisibility properties. If the Byoshu Kokai didn't have enough power, they have now the power of invisibility. But we can't ignore the fact that also the giraffe birds that were once dead have decided to grow some heads. But they are no longer giraffes. In short, they have gone into carnivore mode, which can create either gorilla heads, dragon heads, lion heads of any sort of tertiary predator.
What
Really?
strange world do we live in?
Well, as for the strange animals, they are all evaded by Matsume, who has in fact decided to grow several times his own muscle strength. But then again, most of the characters in this show are gregarious in muscle mass. However, we can't stay too long on that event because, of course, the Black Knight himself, Starjun, is in fact invaded the chef face-off, grabbing poor Komatsu. However, he is in fact unable to because both Zebra and Coco have defended him with lethal poison and a sound barrier. However, this isn't even enough to even fight off Starjun, as he burns literally the poison away from his hand and then sets the entire tent on fire with his ability Campfire. Yeah, real original. But it seems that even the power of that won't stop Starjun, so Sani decides to drop in and use his hairlock. But even that is burned away by Starjun. Even with all this going on, we also see that few more members of the Byoshu Kokai have also entered the fray, being one of Grimpatch of fan favorites, Tommy Rod, and Sondo. Unfortunately, all these characters have yet to make their appearance yet known in any fights, but we hope to see some soon. As for the battle with Starjun, unfortunately poor Komatsu is still in the fire, being barely protected by the sound barrier of zebras.
And he's staying still, doing nothing.
Well, what do you expect from a character that is essentially Elmer Fudd and Shaggy? Anyways, The battle then, well, shouldn't say battle. The situation becomes less dire as he immediately screams for his blue-haired boyfriend, Toriko.
Save me, Toriko, my love!
But I gotta say that Toriko entering a big bowl of fire without being affected and also wearing a very, very stylish white tux at the same time without it burning is quite the entrance, with him cracking his knuckles and saying, "Let's fight, Star June." I cannot wait to see this fight because really a knife and fork master versus a guy who could really use flames at any point. This is going to be one hell of a battle, and I hope to see more soon.
Okay, so now we get into a manga that we both read, and that's Fairy Tail. And I know it's not Shonen Jump, but we like to talk about Fairy Tail because
this series is an incredible adventure, especially since its predecessor, Rave Master, didn't unfortunately make the mark, but left an impression on us, especially with the writing, except for the relationship quarrels.
And Fairy Tail is the only manga I know that actually has very well written female characters, and there's a lot of them, and that is extremely impressive.
Shout out to Urza and her giant tits.
Yay, tits!
Yeah, but then again, everybody in this comic is kind of stacked, which is pretty much unfair. However, the story at this point
except for Levy. Poor Levy.
Well, in any case, the fact is that we're now in the pretty much heat of the last remaining battles of the Great Magic Tournament. Unfortunately, at this point, the battles have gotten even dire to the fact that the battle between Urza Minerva and the Sword Girl have decided...
Simon's sister.
Which has been decided, unfortunately, due to Minerva literally stabbing the girl in the side. Pretty bloody for somebody who uses magic. Anyways, it seems like the battle is about to hit off since now even Minerva has even one more trick up her sleeve. By releasing Mina from her dimensional prison, has revealed that her back is covered in bloody scars.
And here comes the creepy part, where she says diabolical things like her screams were music to my ears.
Masochism, best in women.
Ugh. As I was reading this chapter, I started thinking to myself, Urza, you better kick this chick's ass, because I don't like her.
Well, in fact, she is a good character, Minerva, because she is in fact so hated that you have to have the right type of writing skills to create a character who not only is good in villainy, but also carries it well into the point of people actually hating this person.
Yeah, but now Urza is kind of in a disadvantage right now, since she probably has a broken leg, because of that rumble when she tried to save Simon's sister.
Yes, unfortunately, but we have even more battles to cover, especially with the battle between Rogue and Gagio.
This is gonna be good.
However, it seems that Gagio is consistently being taunted by Rogue, saying that even he isn't as strong as Natsu, even though that's what it appears to be and is. However, the fact is that Gagio is being goated. You don't goat the guy who is essentially the Kenpachi of a series. And that's going to be a term used a lot in here. Everything is Kenpachi when it loves to see blood.
and let's not also forget that we have a Lightning Dragon Slayer versus Black Lightning.
Oh yes, but don't forget that that's now another three-way battle, because now that even Jura, one of the 10 Mage Saints, is also there. Come on, 2 Lightning users and a Grand Master in Earth Magic. You gotta be kidding me. This is gonna destroy the town.
That's gonna be quite a threesome. Oh my.
Shut up to K.
And let's not also forget that the future Lucy has finally woke up and finally reveals what's going to happen in the future, and it looks like Fairy Tail is going to become Rain of Fire.
With a bunch of dragons coming into the city to literally burn it down, but where these dragons have come from, or where they have been for several years, we are not completely sure. However, we do in fact believe that Acnologia, the Black Dragon King, will also be making an appearance there. And you also forgot that we have one other brawl to settle. The Grey versus Leon. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that battle. I mean, Juvia consistently keeps mistaking words or putting words together in her own head. In this case, I wouldn't call her an airhead because her head is actually full of water.
and we also had to wonder, if we're even gonna see Igneo, in this 1,000 dragon attack.
Most likely, but whether which side he will be on is still unclear. But I'm still going with my idea that will soon be revealed that I may in fact know the presence of a certain Igneo, especially the Edelos Igneo. However, I will leave that till a future episode.
And it's also, we also can't forget about like this a Dragon King. Dragon King Festival or whatever it was.
I still believe that we are all going to have a festival with dragons. They will be amusement park rides, and we will have a great time burning in fire.
Yay! Let's go!
But I believe
on the Disney World from hell.
I don't know. Still better than the California park.
But yeah, that's. But yeah, so we can't wait what's gonna happen in Fairy Tail. And I believe that's all the time we have on weekly Shonen Jump reviews.
Well, I do believe that, yes, we in fact were not able to review Zexal because we unfortunately are still not able to catch up with it due to the fact that we do not have the chapters at our disposal, nor do we have the chapters of Cross Manage, a little cross-sports manga that's also featured in Shonen Jump. Unfortunately, we can't seem to find those either, and most scans, unfortunately, we are not really for at this point, because we only use them for reference for this podcast. But as for the chapters itself, we will try and find as much as we can so we can deliver to you the entertainment of Shonen Jump. However, please do be in mind to support the official release at the Viz Media manga website. It is only $26 a year. A year, people.
That's a... considering, how I actually know people who subscribe to Marvel and DC, they have to subscribe. They have to subscribe every month.
Yes, and for you nerds that usually would not spend money on dates, this price for $26 is usually a nice dinner. So since you're not spending that, so why not go on to Viz Media Manga, purchase yourself a subscription, and log in.
Even a homeless person can. Even a homeless person can like come up with $26 in 1 year.
Yeah, but
and we go to the library to read all that stuff.
Yeah, but how he has time to find the iPad in order to get it on the go may be a problem.
He can go to the library's computers.
But we all know the hobo is not allowed in the library.
Because they smell.
Okay, now we're just getting mean. Anyways, we're ending this today, so hopefully you guys got a lot of entertainment out of this. Remember, he's Hero.
And he's Fonzie.
And we're signing off.
I don't know, even midgets like a good spread.